Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
the Lodgecast experience.
Warning, warning, dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy.
Looking for some hot takes on the Lodgecast. I need phone counts and live rewrites. I want some hot takes in my eardrums. Watch out for salad dragons. These takes are coming in hot tonight. I want some hot takes. I need your hot takes.
Hello and welcome to Hot Takes. We got a hot California Valley specific hot take tonight. I'm Elijah Wester. With me as always is Brother Bishke.
Roll sound.
We got Brother Lucas in the back.
Roll camera.
And we got Brother Nathan for Prestige Season.
Hey, I can hear you all breathing.
Hell yeah. We just saw Licorice Pizza at the Regency Village in Westwood. And before we even begin talking about that, you motherfucking know we got to check in with our group history with a Paul, a Thomas Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
Let's briefly fly through it because, you know, Boogie Nights and various others definitely shaped our young, flexible, pliable film school brains.
Changed our lives.
But Brother Bishke, I know you're chomping at the bit.
Yeah. Heart 8 and Boogie Nights changed the course of my life. And yeah, Boogie Nights is in my top 10 of all time.
Yeah.
Beyond that, we can't go into all.
No, we can't.
We can't. We just can't. We got a movie to talk about. But you know, like most people, I like some better than others, but nothing compares to just the bang of Boogie Nights for me. And
it hit us at such a precise time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Combining all the 70s filmmakers I love and yeah, we can't go into it.
Suffice it to say, big fan.
But we're back in the 70s with this one, so I was excited, and we will talk about it.
Nate,
Yeah.
what's your flyby history?
Well, I think, you know, everybody brought up Boogie Nights, and I think we all did Boogie Nights and then went back to Heart 8, right?
Yeah.
And I call it Sydney because I really adore.
Purist.
There's been a lot of PTA talk, you know, leading up to this movie. Some people have rewatched and done certain movies. I'm a fan of his later career. There's some hit or misses there, but it's a very mature filmmaker, a very dedicated to the craft filmmaker. So we're going to see everything he does. I'm personally going to see anything he does in the theater, and he's still playing. We'll talk about it. We'll get into it with this one, but
Justin,
for me, I
and I have the same deal we have with PTA that we do with M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh yeah,
you got to see it.
You got
It's a
it.
handshake,
Whatever's
a
going
mental
on,
handshake, yeah.
he's swinging. He's doing something. You got to check it out.
absolutely in the theater. Yeah,
And I love when he's, you know, mischievous. You know, I also think he's a filmmaker like that, where they're very personal, but they're also storytelling.
Sure.
So Heart 8 is a big yes from me. Heart 8, Philip Baker Hall's performance. I mean, it's very strong, and that's the shadow that looms over his career. And that was the first artistic desire coming out of him.
Yeah.
And it feels like that on film. So yeah, but I love a lot of the other ones. I think we have later ones too, but
Hothead.
Yeah,
you playing with matches back there? What are you doing?
No. I'm silently nodding my head along to everything you all are saying. I think Paul Thomas Anderson is one of the greatest living American directors working today.
Ooh, Hothead's melting his
He
little
kind
heart
of
there.
already proved like himself with Boogie Nights, I feel. So like everything he's done since then is just like the cherry on top, like bonus. And he really has grown as an artist and chases his own muse and does his own thing, which is very refreshing and interesting because he's not trying to like keep his finger on the
He's not doing
pulse.
any reboots. He's not doing any sequels.
No, not
never.
at all. And I'll
Yeah.
never forget, seeing Boogie Nights for the first time when it premiered on like HBO on a Saturday night, and I was coming home from some party in high school. I think it might have been the summer of 97 or 98. I forget exactly. And I like started watching. I just turned it on at like midnight in my bedroom, and it was like I'd missed maybe the first 10 minutes,
Wow.
but it immediately
You didn't see that in the theater?
No,
Wow.
I missed it. And immediately grabbed my attention. And I remember thinking like, this is amazing, and staying up, till 2 2:30 in the morning
Yeah.
or whatever it was. But yeah, ever since I've always been ready to see his films opening night. And tonight we did in 70 millimeter. Which
Yeah,
is
we
mil.
did.
70 mil.
This is like the second or third 70 millimeter
Damn, it
P.T.
looks
Anderson
good.
movie
Yeah.
I think I've seen.
You guys are all very eloquent in your PTA love and light and warmth. And the undercurrent for this show is we all have to go to the bathroom. So we're going to keep this thing moving. I
There's an
agree with all of
energy.
you.
Yeah.
Let's get to that motherfucking schnapps.
How do you get the protein as quick as possible into the bloodstream? A little schnapps.
From Rotten Tomatoes, Alana Haim and Gary Valentine grow up, run around, and fall in love in California's San Fernando Valley in the 1970s. Period.
Beautiful.
Oh, wow.
That's all you
Okay.
Beautiful
Drop
schnapps.
the mic.
It's prestige season. And this is a movie that right away it takes you to another time. It puts you in that 70s feel.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like easing into a warm
I guess
bath.
the year correctly. I mean, it wasn't too hard because
73?
Nixon was in there. It was 73.
yeah, it felt 73.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
And we saw it in 70 millimeter. It is very interesting just seeing film. You know,
Mhm.
if you're just
it has a
so,
quality
You're so used
right away.
to
It has a soul, a pulse,
Yeah.
It does.
All the
It-
beautiful flares and all the stuff that happens with the lenses.
the grain and the dirt.
So beautiful.
It puts you right back in there. And so that is instantly genuine. There's never that moment of feeling like the movie's straining for credibility, at least to put you in a time and place.
Never.
You can skip all that because
Yeah.
it's automatic, which is cool. Even down to, like you guys were saying, like the font treatment in the opening credits, very 73. you know?
yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was like lime green over black. I mean, it
Yeah.
was
It's
just
like the George Lucas font from Star Wars.
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah.
And
And the level of detail reminded me of Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
sure.
Just
Mhm.
in terms of just all the detail of the sound and the radio playing and all the restaurants and different just
And
fetishizing the valley.
And
which
if
I
you
love.
lurk around in the valley as much as you do,
Yeah.
like it's a candy treat.
Oh yeah.
And it never like lingers to be self-conscious about it. It's just moving
Right.
through these places,
A lot of
and
running.
that's what gave it its authentic and running,
Oh, a whole
running
lot of
through the
running.
places.
Yeah.
A lot of public outdoor places that were noticeable to be the valley.
So we're following
Ballpark.
Cooper Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman's son,
Mm-hmm.
and you do get those eerie flashes of
Mhm.
His
you know,
laugh sometimes,
Yeah,
and
like
a
you
3/4
see
view
it.
of him looks
he's-
just like Shaggy.
he's definitely
Hoffman.
his own guy, but wow,
Yeah.
you really see it. And unfortunately, through some of it, I was just like, "Oh, kid, stay away from that.
Stay away from that powder.
Don't ride that white horse,
Stay away
Dan.
from the limelight.
Stay
Yeah.
away
Maybe
from
he's
it."
scared straight,
Because
hopefully.
there is a sweetness that is definitely it. A lot of that has got to be him, and a lot of Alana's character has got to be her.
Mm-hmm.
It just comes through.
Yeah, they both feel very confident and earnest, and
Yes,
I
That
think
is the
think
first
themselves got
performances,
captured. Yeah.
which is what you
I am
need for this
especially.
movie. Like you need that complete vulnerability. You need that earnestness, that sweetness, that innocence to sell some of this stuff, because the movie is a Shaggy Dog hangout movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That's
QT's
a sweet
Once
love
Upon a Time in
story.
Hollywood.
I mean,
It's a-
too.
It's a vibe, and I'd say it took me a little while to get on it, but
Yeah.
But once there's like short stories within it. There's like
Yeah.
there's lots of incidents. So it was there's a lot that you can talk about with different parts of it. And,
There's different eras of the movie.
Yeah, yeah. And there's like a whole short film with Bradley Cooper that we'll get to eventually.
We'll get to
Yeah.
that, but the movie basically just covers this sort of gray area, semi-infatuation, semi-friendship between these two young folks. She's older than he is by about 10 years, though.
Yes.
And just this kind of, it really taps into that weird queasy feeling where it's like, I love this person, but I can't be with them. But if I see them with someone else, I'm gonna fucking kill everybody
Yeah. I'm
in
just
my
gonna go
1
smash,
mile radius.
Go smash some windows.
Yeah, and it taps into that, especially in the early going. And yeah, it is kind of episodic. Like the kid is a real entrepreneur. He's an actor. He's
A hustler, totally.
He's a hustler. I was very happy that so much of this movie dealt with waterbeds and
I had no idea.
waterbed talk.
Fat Bernie's waterbeds.
I kept on thinking it was fat burning for a while.
Yeah, like
Same.
and I was like, what? That burns fat? And I was like, oh, fat burning.
Well, the first name was awful. What was it, Soggy Bottom?
Soggy Bottom.
They talk about it.
Yeah.
Sounds like shit in your pants.
Anybody talking about waterbeds in 2021 has my ear.
Yeah.
Fully. End of story. Like the whole movie, it could have been called Waterbeds, and it would be Four Bones immediately.
Soggy Bottom was the original.
Soggy Bottom, yeah.
Yeah. But, the movie moves on from that. They almost have a love connection here and there, but then drift apart again. And it's just kind of, it kind of just lingers in that sort of holding pattern that they find themselves in. Yeah. And I thought that was cool. And I thought it was going to keep ratcheting up. But then once Sean Penn shows up,
I thought he was going to be the obstacle, man.
It gets really episodic where I'm like, okay, is this a TV show now where it's the one with the actor that comes into town? Then there's the Bradley Cooper stuff who plays John Peters. Mm-hmm. And it's wild and it's crazy, but it feels like an episode of a show to me. And I'm losing track of these two characters that I am trying to be all in with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're the center, man. They're the beating heart of it.
But with that section, with that suite from Sean Penn into Bradley Cooper, I feel like I lost track of them. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That was just me. What did you guys think of that stuff?
Yeah, I was hoping when Peter showed up, that was like when the movie really came to life for me.
Really?
Finally?
Okay.
Yeah, which was like way deep into it.
See, that's where I was off the train.
So you mean Sean Penn's character?
Didn't really pay off, though. It was just like another episodic kind of aside.
Yeah, but Bradley Cooper, wow, what a performance.
What a prick.
He's basically the Alfred Molina Boogie Nights character in this. He just kind of pops up. He's a menacing, sort of friendly, but pretty menacing figure. And
he's omnipresent. Like he's in the bushes.
And he
seems to come out of nowhere.
But my issue is he takes over. And our lead couple is just kind of like staring at him, like I'm losing track of that. And then he's gone. So it's almost like you cut him out of the movie. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just another guy vying for Alana's attention, and it's like a pissing contest. He goes against Cooper there.
I get that, but by that point, we've seen this. We saw it with the Sean Penn character. She's cozying up to him, making him jealous. So it's a beat that we keep getting.
Yeah, and you get it again with Safdie as the mayor,
and then
the partner.
And then we're off on this councilman election subplot.
That was my least favorite part of the movie.
But she's trying to break away from these seemingly, these kids that she's hanging with. She sees it as like, this is where I'm my most myself. I'm enjoying being with these guys, but these kids are kids,
Yeah.
She just jumps into the deep end.
I think all that's great, campaign. But I just feel like we lose focus of that tension between the two. Like I get that she's trying to move on with her life and everything, but especially Bradley Cooper, he overpowers the broth, and I'm like, what am I even to think about this? And I know it's a Shaggy Dog movie, and sometimes you just kind of go on a side mission and have fun, but it derailed what little plot that I was clinging to for me, and I just kind of felt adrift. And I didn't want to feel adrift, but
I don't know. I thought the whole short film with Bradley Cooper was like,
it's great.
It's showy. Yeah.
Out of context or just like by itself, I'm like, Bradley Cooper plays John Peters, and a ragtag group of kids have to install a waterbed in his house, and he tells them, don't fuck it up or I'll choke you all out and I'll kill your whole family. Yeah, I'm into every single syllable of that. But tacked into this movie, I don't know. It feels like the third chapter in Pulp Fiction to me that I always hated, where they shoot the guy and they have to call in the wolf. I'm like, this is its own thing.
Well, the oil embargo, I mean, was at turns, educational, and at turns kind of like, okay, why would this stop their immediate life other than just the water beds connected to that, and also the gas just getting around?
Granted, I didn't smoke even a thimble lungful of marijuana tonight.
Yeah, maybe that would have helped.
And that might have helped me relax.
It helped inherent vice.
It got me through the first 30 minutes, but the movie started 20 minutes late, so I was sober for like a solid 2 hours. I
was wondering, LT, what you were making of this plot, because you are very on top of making sure these filmmakers
Right.
Well, like plot. Yeah, where are you landing on this?
I knew it was a hangout movie going in,
Sure.
and the trailer
Yes.
didn't really set the world on fire for me.
well, we saw it like 800 times too.
right.
That first
All the
trailer.
beats you're waiting for.
Yeah.
in the movie,
Oh,
'cause
and whenever
saw
you
the
heed the
trailer.
beats, it's
Yeah.
like, oh man,
We got to stop watching trailers.
We
Yeah.
should all together. Yeah.
But I remember thinking at one point, like, oh, this must be getting towards the end of Act 2, like the climax. And I looked at my watch, and
way.
it was 1 hour in.
I knew it was going to be. It's a couple hours,
And
right?
and I was like, wait a
handful
second,
of hours.
there's still like another hour and change left of this. Like, oh,
Yeah, when they started,
I was beat.
the Benny Safdie political campaign.
He was one too many. Both.
I thought it was over. I was like, whoa. Okay, we're in for another chapter here. It's another episode.
I thought maybe she was going to die on the back of the motorcycle with Sean Penn, and then the whole movie would have been like, "Holy shit, where was I?"
Yeah.
And his summer is over. You know, the
I
summer
thought-
of love
I
is
thought for
over.
Sure, something bad was gonna happen.
she would have flown off during that stunt anyway, which is
I thought
a
Sean Penn
ridiculous
was gonna
part
die,
in the movie.
you know, in the stunt.
Oh,
Yeah.
he fell down hilariously
But it
though.
was just some random surreal comedy.
Sean Penn feels like he wasn't even playing a character.
Yeah, that is
Like,
how Sean Penn really
He just
is.
leans
him up
in.
and
He
shoved him in
leans
front
in
of
and
the
tells you
camera.
about his war stories,
Oh.
and there may or may not be the roles in films. I
Yeah,
thought that was
it's
great.
like, is this casualties of war or your
She's
time
like, is
in?
this real or a movie? Lines.
I mean, there's a lot of amazing stuff, and like you can close your eyes and throw a dart and hit something great every time you throw it. Just the baking of it, the bottom was soggy for me because I lost track of these two that I cared about, and it wasn't ratcheting up. It was flying around in a holding pattern, and that's what made the end like not that crazily triumphant for me. I'm like, oh, they finally fucking kissed. They finally figured it out.
Yeah,
Great.
it doesn't really land
Well,
for me either. I wasn't cheering.
But if the screws were tightened just a little bit, maybe that would have been different. But I don't know. That's not the movie that this is.
No, I was vibing with the Valley. I love.
Whiskey was just
I can just like
under the spell.
the cinematography was just just looking at all the Valley relics that I've been looking at for years, but just imagine through the lens of 1973. I just
You can tell by the magic hour light sometimes. You can just tell you're in the valley. You're deep.
Yep.
yeah.
You're somewhere in NoHo or wherever he was shooting.
You just feel
No,
it.
he was
Or
shooting.
the labyrinthian nature of the booth. You know, when they're at his club, he has a place that that's the valley.
Yeah.
You go to
Yeah.
a place and they got those candles and
And that shit
lighting.
probably hasn't even changed.
No,
He probably
A lot
just
of it
went in
hasn't.
there and set up.
All right. Well, our bladders are full, y'all. Let's go with them licorice pizza bones. All right. Nathan, you seem like you got a little love and light sparkling.
I do.
back
I do
there.
have love and life for this. To me, I mean, it's all about that couple, and they're a couple of awkward, gawky-looking kids.
I love
And
how they
I
look.
think I was just loving every detail. Their teeth and his
Very
pimply face,
and like
then her.
close-ups.
The
on-
first act of her, very unglamorous shots. I don't know. I was just like, whoa, okay,
It's great.
And then you start to kind of like feel them as real people,
Yeah.
and that's important for a piece like this, for you to be totally immersed in like that's not this guy or
Yep.
this actor. It had a dreamlike quality that I kind of responded to. There's scenes of the premiere lights that are almost at every one of his venues
Yeah.
that shine in
Yep.
and frame moments.
That's good shit.
And they framed them for me in a special way. So I think this is an important film of what you bring into it. I mean, the love story for me, it was connecting because there's those transient periods in time where it's just like it's just about you and her and all the obstacles in between. So it felt like a very personal film for PTA. I mean, it felt like he's just running around in places. I'd love to do that as a filmmaker, is to
Yeah.
run around and film the places
Literally
that-
running.
They probably
the whole
literally
time.
mean a lot to him. Some corners or this street. So it had what I really liked is the dynamic between the families, the Haim family and all the girls. They're all present there, very complicated, and then also his on Gary Valentine's side, very complicated, not present. Some of them,
Right.
and his relationship with his brother. All those details are just yummy, and probably even yummier on a second viewing. So
Sure.
for me, this is a strong piece. I mean, I thought it was dreamlike. The Valley just brought me right there. So I'm like 3 bones.
3 bones in the Valley of Dreams.
And that's just
for
first. We got to
Nathan.
digest. We got to digest a little
Yeah,
bit.
dear listener, you must understand. Paul Thomas Anderson movies, you don't really get them fully right after the first viewing. Like, you just can't. There's too much. So this is the hottest take.
The hottest
Moments
ever.
after leaving.
We are right out of the brick
Village
oven.
Theater, yeah.
So please cut us some slack as time goes on and we actually figure out what the fuck we feel about this movie. But Brother Bishke, the Valley Boy,
Yeah.
we're gonna save you till after
Oh.
Lucas.
Yeah, I'm also a Valley boy. Grew up in California my whole life, but lived in Northern California for about 15 years before moving down to LA after I got my learner's permit. And lived in North Hollywood, went to high school in Burbank, and spent time pretty much everywhere, trolling around, going to movies.
Hell yeah.
So I'm a big fan of, Valley set films and period films. Such as this, and there were some laughs along the way. I did chuckle more than the people sitting on either side of me, but I was definitely wanting more tension or stakes or just more audition scenes. 'cause a lot of
That doesn't sound like you.
a lot of it just felt, I know, just too clipped or episodic or whatever, and it just goes on and on and on. And by the end, when they finally kiss, I was just like, okay, I guess. Like, didn't really touch me. I'm gonna go with 1.5 bones.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I think I just pissed in my pants.
Oh no!
I broke
we
water.
Sprung a leak.
I really got
sprung a leak
Let's
in the
keep it
back.
moving.
See, this is why Bishke comes right after.
Our seesawing over here,
Good planning.
Let's suture that wound.
My love and light is connected with Nathan. The themes developed. Kind of like her, kind of reminded me like Long Goodbye, where there's just these weird shit that goes on in LA, and you just meet these creepy dudes throughout. And
it's all one level.
And it's
too.
kind of like her, she just kind of leaves Gary and then just runs into these creepy dudes and then has to go back. And they kind of hammered it home a little too much with maybe like the third subplot of that happening. But
political wax game.
But still, just the weirdness of characters you encounter in the Valley on any given day, and and love that, and love the '70s vibe. A lot of callbacks to Boogie Nights and many little details, and so I got on the vibe of it. I think I liked it more than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, just because.
Ooh, I'm kind of there too.
I think there's just more incidents. There's more stuff going on. It wasn't so deliberate. It's a lot of movie. I mean, you do feel the length, but there's a lot that happens in it. I'm gonna give it 3 bones with Brother Nathan.
Yeah. 3 bones.
It was a very cozy film that I'd love to see at the holidays. And
cozy, that is a good word.
Cozy, sweet. Oh yeah.
You can smell the smoke, the cigarettes.
Smoke and the BO.
Yeah, the BO.
There's the pinball BO.
The liquor sweats. Yeah.
Licorice
All right.
pizza.
So 3, 1 1/2. It's complicated for me. I really do think I need to see it again with managed expectations of, this plot that I thought was going to stay a little bit more on the rails, or was going to go a little bit more into, like Lucas said, tension or stakes. Now that I know that that's not the point, or that's not on the table, I think it'll be a much smoother viewing. So I'm going to incorporate my bones into that future. These are future bones, kind of.
Yes.
If I may, out of the spirit of love and light. I got to give it 3 bones. It's ambitious, it's cozy, and, this viewing is maybe 2.5 bones, but I think my next one's going to be 3. So I'm going to give it 3.
the future bump,
Then that's the future bump.
future boost.
Future bump.
I would have given it
Future
more,
boost for sure.
more bones if we had more John Peters, especially after they fucked up his house and his Ferrari.
He kind of needs his own movie.
But then it never happened, so I was like, "That's a cheat. Like you're just cheating now. Like I don't like to be cheated."
I want a Bradley Cooper, John Peters biopic that is unauthorized.
because the John Peters sequence has a beginning and a middle, but it does not have an end.
No, it doesn't. And then they show footage from what appears to be the end of the sequence that didn't make it into the movie in the end credits, where he's busting up.
I think there's a lot that probably got left on the cutting room floor. I witnessed PTA about a year ago filming this film.
Yeah, you did.
In Sherman Oaks, and that scene definitely was cut because it was not at the Little League field. So there's a lot I'm sure there's episodes upon episodes that were cut from this film, but yeah.
Well, I like that, like your idea of the anticipation of what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And then now you know.
Now that I know.
And you put that canoe in the water now.
And that's
now you know
that's
how
what
it's
I
going
had
to flow.
to do with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, too. It's like,
same. Yeah.
you really have to, you get hit in the face with what it actually is, and you try to reconcile that with your expectations. Your expectations don't mean shit. The movie is what it is.
No, I'm going to revisit both of them, but I like to give them a little time. But
Yeah. But this is Hot Takes.
Hot takes, y'all.
Hottest.
Bringing you the sizzling hottest takes. We got to go empty our bladders, y'all.
Yeah, all together in unison.
We'll find a trough.
We're going to find this alley over here.
We'll find a trough in Westwood so we can all stare into each
Yep.
other's eyes while we
Yep.
do it.
To BJ's, gentlemen.
To BJ's.
BJ's Love and Light, y'all.
Love and light, licorice pizza.
PICCA. Give me pizza. Did I happen to say I want pizza? PICCA. I want pizza. Hey, are you ready to play? Now set down the pizza and bring some chicken. Throw it on top and make a finger licking. Guacamole, meatball, whipped cream pouring like waterfalls. Here's a little salsa to make it hot. Here's a lot of ice cream to hit the spot. Toss the fish, let it fly. Fly, fly. Pizza pie. Pizza! PICCA. Give me pizza! Watch it rise like a souffle. Give me pizza! PICCA. I want pizza! You think we should stop? No way! Get your motors running, cause here we go. Chocolate sauce, spreading it slow. Oreo, marshmallow, caramel, coconut cream, egg foo young, chicken tongue, hold the eyeball. I'm gonna scream. Now don't forget the rice or the mashed potatoes. And what about these fried green tomatoes? Batter's up, ketchup's ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, spaghetti. Pasta, put it in the pizza. Fish sticks, put it in the pizza. Ketchup, put it in the pizza. Meatloaf, put it in the pizza. Pizza. PICCA. Give me pizza. Add some tacos. Ole! I want pizza. Is it finally done? Hooray! Here it is, ready to serve. This pizza is made. Yeah!
It's a vibe.